Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one. We're going to check out Kendra G on this Dear Future Wifey podcast. Pretty popular podcast. It's been around for a while. It's got over a half a million views or half a million subscribers. And, I've seen it in the past. I'm not too much with it because this guy comes from basically a perspective. A lot of his positions are from a perspective of kowtowing to women. Even in this particular video, which is 2.5 hours long, we're definitely not watching all that. You can see I got this queued up to start at the 31-minute mark. Uh, Even in this podcast, he talks about, women used to say that they wanted men to have a lot of money and to be providers, and now they're talking about you need emotional intelligence and be able to have a conversation with them. So now I'm trying to gear men towards that. So he doesn't come from a mind state of being man-centered. He comes from a mind state of listening to, going by whatever women say. But of course, we know most of these women don't even know what they want, and what women think they want and what's actually needed for a relationship are two different things. And he takes leadership from women on what you should be doing in a relationship. So it's not really my kind of guy to listen to. But anyway, he's got some good content here. And let's hear what Kendra G has to say about why she didn't get married to the man that she was engaged to despite love and so forth. What was more important than love and being taken care of by a man who was able to provide like women say they want? Again, going back to what women say they want, but let's see why she didn't take that deal.
Right. And so what are you finding in yourself in these dating? Let me ask you this. Do you desire marriage?
If I died tomorrow and I wasn't a wife, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, because you'd be dead. Yeah. So when people say stuff like that,
but let me tell you why. Because
bother you dead.
No, because there's some people that are like, if I don't get married, it's the biggest regret.
None of that matters once you die.
No, but you got to hear me out, because I felt like becoming who I was born to be. So let me talk about my people.
So listen to where she's coming from. But before we do that, let's take a quick break here. Like, subscribe, and notification bell. Please definitely like me up so we can push this through the algorithm so we can get seen by more folks. I really appreciate the help, and we're going to get right back to the program. So she's saying about becoming the person she was meant to be does not align with being a wife. She's fine if she never became a wife, because though she proclaims to be a Christian, and the clear Christian order of things that God has provided to people was for them to couple up, to get married, to be in that ministry of marriage, which is a ministry of the family structure that mimics God's plan for humanity, allows us to model the God as the head over our lives, and how we as his children, um, we can see in the family structure how God is our father, how he has, as we as his children need to follow in his word and obey him. And God put the men and women together so that they can minister to one another and walk this walk of faith together. She has no interest in it, doesn't care about it. So what? I believe in God, believe in Jesus Christ, but I care nothing about his model and what he's put before us. I want no parts of it. Doesn't matter to me. Irrelevant. And unless that you are setting yourself aside for ministry like Paul did, and like Jesus himself, and you're not going to get married because you're dedicated to ministry to that level of dedication, that's the plan. That's what God has meant for you. But she doesn't care anything about that. Doesn't matter, because what I was meant to do, according to me, is here.
People always say engagements don't count. And my engagement changed my life, and it helped me understand me, because I feel like most women we're sold the Cinderella story of marriage, right? So when I was young, I was sold the Cinderella story. Like, oh, you meet somebody, Prince Charming. So I did what we recommend girls do. I went to college. I went to Hampton University, got into a relationship. After college, we got engaged. And I remember, it's so funny. My mother, everybody was happy. My daddy said to me, he was like, you are not ready to be anybody's wife. My dad knew. He said, you are so ambitious that you're going to have to give up everything of who you really are to be this man's wife. And I remember being so mad at my dad, because I was like, I don't think you would be happy, right? But he knew me. So one thing
This is crazy. And here comes the problem of the simp dad. And we've don't want to be insulting somebody's parent per se, but she consistently brings her dad into the fray, and brings she brought him into the fray to go after Kevin Samuels when he took her on his show, and then she was big mad after that. She brought her dad into the fray and basically had him put him on video, made him part of her content and a part of this whole fray. So he's open game. She's bringing him up again in this whole content situation. So he was on there saying, "Y'all men need to." Hold on, let me find it because I can't remember exactly. Here it is. Listen to this man denigrating sucker advice.
Dad, you want to give any? You want to give the ladies some advice?
Yes, you ladies, I want you to value yourself. Only time you need a man is to lift something heavy, really. Let God guard your heart to the right man. Remember, you are not second to nobody. You are first to everything. Because of you, we have life. You are the life givers. As a matter of fact, you are the eyes of God. He made woman. He made man first, but then he said, I can do better. So he made you. So remember that. Value yourself, because if you don't, who's going to?
So this is the man who's telling her, who has trained her, that men aren't worth anything anyway. They're just obsolete machinery. They're just uh, less efficient hydraulic lifting machines, basically. That's it's the man who's advising her that she shouldn't get married to a man who claims she loved and loved her, and who is uh, able and willing to financially take care of her, and who wants to have a family with her. No, she shouldn't have family. She shouldn't have children right now who are grown or aging towards grown to be with her through these later years, because she ain't gonna finish with no man. No, that's not what she should have. She should have a career, and she should have ambition, and she should let her heart guide her to the right man, not logic, reason, compatibility, commitment, following the ordinances of God while mentioning God. None of that matters. Just some fairy tale. Let your heart guide you, and be ambitious. That's a woman's duty in this world. And that's what she was meant for. This is the man who told her she was meant to be a boss chick rather than being meant to be a wife. And see, this is the thing that we have dealing with modern women. They are not raised to be wives, and they don't want to be wives. They want to be bosses, but then they want you to pay their way and take care of them while they're the boss, even though you're literally paying the cost to be the boss. And the man is supposed to be the head, as is God's ordinance, but they're all Christians, but they don't want to follow God's order. See how it's convoluted back and forth? It's self contradicting. This is what you're dealing with. And these are the women that we're supposed to step up and marry. And the guy, well, I guess we'll try to let her finish telling the story. The guy she was engaged to wanted to marry her. These women don't want to be married, not if they actually have to follow in the order of marriage. They want the ring, they want the wedding, they want the title, but they don't actually want the marriage and to have to be a wife.
Thing I loved about my engagement is that me and my ex-fiance, we took it serious. And we were like, if we get married, it's me and you until Jesus.
Yep.
Like, no matter what, if we do this, we end this. And having that pact in the beginning caused us both to really take this as a serious thing. What we learned was we had a real love for each other, but we had different life plans. And somebody was going to have to give up their life plan in order for the family to work.
So, life plans and lifestyle and career ambition over family. This is your modern woman. This is the majority of women that we are dealing with out here in the West. And women have the gall to have a conniption about brothers saying they're going overseas to find women who want to be wives. These women literally do not want to be wives. They want somebody to offer them a ring. They want somebody to offer them a ring and tell them that they don't have to pay for anything, and so that they can put all their money to weaves and wigs and nails and girls trips without you to Europe and wherever else they want to go and sit on the beach in Turks and Caicos while you're not there, while they peruse around with other men, and they can drive the finest cars and have the nicest things that they spend out of their pocket while you pay for the house and pay for them to actually live all the life sustaining things. That's what they want. But these are the women for which everybody in society, guys like this guy on here and other simp type dudes and all the women are always saying, why aren't black men stepping up and marrying these women? Black men are failing. Y'all don't want to. Y'all don't want to take women on dates, and you don't want to do all these things and be emotionally intelligent in relationships, so you can get a woman and settle down with her and take care of her. Take care of what? Women who don't want to be wives, women who are offered marriage, who are offered the possibility to even stay at home, or where the man is willing to do the majority of financially and allow her to live a more free life, but not to gallivant across the world and chase corporate success rather than making the family first. If you want to still go out and work and still want to do things, I'm with that, but family first. And they reject that. And somehow it's men's fault that we're not coupled up with women who reject actual family, actual marriage, the actual order and structure. They reject God's order while claiming they're the biggest Christians in the world. And they out and out reject God's order and ordinances. It is insane.
Now, at this time, I'm young. I'm in my 20s. I'm starting off in radio. I'm a graduate from Hampton University, but my first radio job, I made $7 an hour. And I'll never forget, I got a full-time job in Buffalo, New York, and they wanted me to sign a 3-year contract. I wouldn't sign the contract. So they said, okay, well, we're going to just let you go. So I ended up moving to Illinois. So we had spent a year-long distance while I was working in Buffalo. So the first 2 weeks was amazing, right? Because it's like, okay, we're here. It's like honeymoon time. After that 2 weeks, he's going to work every day. I have no financial issues. Like, he has a reliable career, probably still has that job with that company at a higher level now. I moved in with him, so it was no extra bills. All I had to do was just get married and pop out some babies.
All she had to do. And she didn't want it. She doesn't want it. What are people telling black men or men in the West that they're supposed to be doing in order to give a life to women that they don't want? They're not raised to be wives. They're raised by simp daddy, not him. They're raised by simp daddy, that men are worthless. They want career and ambition over kids and love and household and family and order and structure. How is this the men's fault?
And I said, this is not my life. This is not what God birthed me to become. And I knew I wasn't a
You're a lie. Your Bible says the opposite, Miss Christian.
housewife. I was like, I would not be happy as just somebody's wife and having their kids. Like, there's just so much inside of me. And I decided I'm going to pursue this career that has no guarantee. Like, literally, radio is probably one of the most unreliable careers you can bet on.
Yeah,
but it was like, I had to bet on me. And for a long time, I remember I used to think like, I chose my career over love. And the truth of the matter is, I didn't choose my career over love. I chose who I am. Like, this is who I am.
Yes, this is who they are. They are modern career women. They are job and career and ambition and material stuff over family. Their long blonde weaves down to their waist over their natural hair. Their stripper nails, 5 inches long, pterodactyl claws over their actual nails being painted and being nice and decent. They are all the things that men don't want, that men could not possibly have family with. Because again, they reject family. I think I might have skipped the part where she says she left that man and went to Philadelphia and took a job in Philly, and she knew that was going to be the end of the relationship, and it was. This is a man who wanted to marry her and have a family with her. They don't want it. And so, fellas, we can stop taking the blame, taking shame from people in society when they come at you about why haven't you wiped up one of these amazing, wonderful women. These are the amazing. This the amazingness. What they're always talking about is how the accomplished women. Here's your accomplished woman who refuses family, who refuses uh, structure and order, who refuses to want to do what it takes to be in a relationship with someone and to make it work and to be in a long lasting, loving family and to build a legacy. She don't want that. She wants a radio legacy. This is it. So what are we talking about here? I'm out with this one. Yabachi 2007. Like us up, subscribe, notification bell. Peace. I'm out.